I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big.
And sat down opposite her. Eva also sat down next to me and said, Eva, we looked at your toilet and we have a couple of Theo. I immediately interrupted her. Kiba Snowpaw, we have not found any new evidence, so we will ask you to keep in touch while we interrogate other officials. Mrs. Grant sighed heavily and said, Mrs. Grant, well, I hope you can find my husband as soon as possible. Call me any time of the day, let me know if you find anything. Kiba Snowpaw, we will definitely contact you as soon as we find something. I got up and looked at Eva expectantly. She just grunted, turning away. Eva, you allow yourself too much for an assistant. Eva, we'll talk about it later. Kiba Snowpaw. Her words made me a little angry, but I tried to hide it and did not react in any way to her remark. Then she turned to face the hostess and said with a smile, Eva, thanks for your help, we will do our best to find your husband. Mrs. Grant, the guards will escort you to the gate. Then we left the mansion. What do we end up with? The guards went to the restroom suspiciously many times. This is the most suspicious thing. The mayor most likely jumped into those bushes under the window and then escaped or was kidnapped. The reason is unknown. However, the mayor's wife did not look suspicious and insisted on the guard's innocence. The questions did not diminish after visiting the mansion. I hope the officials will be able to shed light on those who may be involved in this. Eva, how long will you stand like this? Eva interrupted my thoughts with her displeased voice. Eva, we need your behavior when questioning witnesses. Kiba Snowpaw, look, Eva, I don't like to interrupt you, but sometimes Eva, sometimes what? Kiba Snowpaw, sometimes you say very strange things that can interfere with the investigation. Eva, so the point is that I'm a bad detective and I can't investigate anything, right? Kiba Snowpaw, well, I didn't mean that. Eva, stop mumbling and speak straight. Eva, if you think that I am bad at investigating, show your skills at the interrogation of officials. Eva, I won't bother you, let's see how you handle it. Kiba Snowpaw, you. Are you serious? Eva, I have never denied that I have a bad deduction. Eva, and since you really want to try, why don't I let you? Kiba Snowpaw, this. I couldn't believe she said it so easily. Kiba Snowpaw, thank you, I will prove in practice that you were not mistaken by allowing me to solve this case. Eva, let's see, I'm also curious to see the results. Finally, a serious case in which I can show myself, just as I wanted. Maybe I started thinking about quitting too early. She herself understands the limits of her skills, and allows me to show myself. Not everyone can calmly admit their incompetence in some matters, it is really incredible. After that, we finally made our way to the second destination, the city hall. A short bus ride, and now we were Eva, so, if you need any help. I nodded confidently and said, Kiba Snowpaw, yes. Thanks again for this opportunity. Finally, my first serious questioning of witnesses. Eva, just keep in mind that politicians are cunning, unlike ordinary people. Eva, conversations with them are not so easy. I just nodded to her and we slowly entered the city hall. As soon as we entered, we were immediately greeted by the secretary. Chief Secretary, good afternoon. You must be Inspector Gray and her assistant. Eva, good afternoon. That's right, we would like to question the officials at the mayor's office about the disappearance of the deputy mayor. Chief Secretary, of course, everyone in the mayor's office is ready to help the investigation as much as they can. Chief Secretary, I am Miss Benford, Chief Secretary of the mayor's office. Chief Secretary, in the morning they have already interrogated the mayor and the secretary of the deputy mayor. Would you like to interrogate someone else? Kiba Snowpaw, yes, we would like to interview the secretary and the mayor again, and then the other officials. Chief Secretary, unfortunately, the mayor is now at an important meeting in another city and cannot meet with you, but he will be back in the evening. Leaving like this after the disappearance of your deputy. Either our current mayor is a pragmatist, or damn, we need to interrogate the others first, maybe they can help find clues. Kiba Snowpaw, then let's start with the secretary. Chief Secretary, great. Besides the mayor, all the workers and officials of the mayor's office are on site, ready to answer any questions you may have. Chief Secretary, now I will take you to a vacant office and tell her to come there. The Chief Secretary took out her phone and called someone, said in a stern voice to appear in the previously announced office and immediately hang up. We quickly went up to the second floor and reached this empty office. Eva immediately took off her coat and sat down in an empty chair, and then asked the head secretary. Eva, can I smoke here? Chief Secretary, yes, of course, the ashtray is on the windowsill. Eva nodded, got up and took the ashtray, put it on the table in front of her and began to smoke in silence with a thoughtful look. A minute later, the secretary ran into the office. She was breathing heavily, as if she was running here. Chief Secretary, well, where have you been so much? I warned that detectives would come to us. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, sorry, I just. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, I just didn't find the office right away. Chief Secretary, you have been summoned for re-interrogation, answer and help the inspectors in the investigation. Chief Secretary, as soon as you are done, let me know. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, yes ma'am. The main secretary turned to us and said with a smile. Chief Secretary, I'll come as soon as you finish your interrogation, but if you need me, call me. Kiba Snowpaw, good, thank you. She left, leaving us alone with the secretary of the deputy mayor, who had already sat down opposite me. The secretary looked nervous, her leg trembled faintly and her gaze was fixed on the floor. It was obvious that she was worried. All that remained was to find out the reason for this. Is she hiding something or worried from the very fact of the interrogation? I took the recorder out of my pocket, turned it on and put it on the table, and then started talking to her. Kiba Snowpaw, good afternoon. I'm Inspector Kiba Snowpaw, Inspector Gray's assistant. Kiba Snowpaw, we'd like to ask you a couple of questions about the deputy mayor's disappearance case. Secretary of the deputy mayor, yes, of course, I'll answer everything. Kiba Snowpaw, you look pretty worried. Are you afraid of interrogation? Secretary of the deputy mayor, well, Secretary of the deputy mayor, I'm just afraid to say something wrong. Secretary of the deputy mayor, but I'm not hiding anything. It's just, I'm a little worried. Looks too nervous. Kiba Snowpaw, either way, try to calm down and answer honestly to questions. Kiba Snowpaw, if you are innocent, you are in no danger. Secretary of the deputy mayor, well, okay. She calmed down a little and looked up at me. Kiba Snowpaw, how long have you been working here? Secretary of the deputy mayor, about a month. Kiba Snowpaw, did you get to know the deputy mayor well during this time? Did you get along with him? Secretary of the deputy mayor, the deputy mayor was strict, but fair. I tried to follow his instructions and we had a good relationship. Secretary of the deputy mayor, but I'm not sure I got to know him well. He spoke very little about himself. Most of our conversations were Kiba Snowpaw, and was there anything strange about his behavior? Secretary of the deputy mayor, well. She got nervous again and began to avoid eye contact. Secretary of the deputy mayor, I think no. Kiba Snowpaw, are you sure? Nothing at all. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, A. How do I put this? Kiba Snowpaw, I don't really want to put pressure on you, but I still remind you that you can be punished for perjury. It was all too obvious that she was hiding something. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, I'm sorry, it's just. I promised not to tell anyone about this, and I. Her voice trembled a little, it felt like she was about to cry. Kiba Snowpaw, do not worry and speak directly. If you are not guilty, they will not do anything to you. Kiba Snowpaw, if you are guilty of something, the court will take into account your confession. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, I. Can you promise not to tell anyone my testimony? Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, if they find out about this, then I don't want any problems. Here it is. I frowned and replied gravely. Kiba Snowpaw, don't worry, I promise you will be fine no matter what happens and whoever threatens you. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, since you promise. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, one of the city councillors, Mr. Hicks, had conflicts with the Deputy Mayor, but I don't know the reason. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, they periodically argued about something in the office of the Deputy Mayor, and sometimes I heard them a little. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, there was something that the councilman disliked about Mr. Grant's work. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, after talking to him, Mr. Grant always looked gloomy and worried. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, and Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, after he disappeared, I found a note at my workplace. This one. She took a small roll of paper from her pocket and handed it to me. I opened it, it said the following. Do not tell anyone about my disputes with Grant. If you tell anyone, not only you will suffer, but also your loved ones. The letters were printed on a printer. What were they arguing about? And how irresponsible are our police officers that they could not find out from her in the morning. Eva took the sheet out of my hands and began to read it as well. Kiba Snowpaw, do not worry, we will protect you and your family. You did the right thing to tell us about it. The secretary suddenly burst into tears and covered her face with her hands. Secretary of the Deputy Mayor, I was very afraid. Forgive me for not saying right away. Kiba Snowpaw, don't worry, you've been blackmailed, so no one will punish you for that. Now it remains to get to the bottom of the truth with this Hicks. Kiba Snowpaw, now try to calm down and call the main secretary to us. She nodded and began to slowly wipe the tears from her face with her handkerchief. All this time, Eva just stood and watched. I looked at her in anticipation of approval but saw only her extremely frowning face. She made a gesture for me to move closer to her. Eva, it seems to me that something is wrong here. It can't be that simple. Eva, do you really think this councilman would take that risk and write disputes and not Hicks disputes? Eva, surely someone set him up. It must have been done by another official. Again. Kiba Snowpaw, so far, this is our only lead and the main suspect. Kiba Snowpaw, we'll talk about guesses after his interrogation. Eva just grunted in displeasure and looked away. At least she keeps her word and really doesn't interfere with my investigation. I will solve this case and she will understand that I am a good detective to rely on. The head secretary knocked on the door in less than a minute. Chief Secretary, so who would you like to interrogate besides her? Kiba Snowpaw, she can go for now. The top secretary nodded and told the deputy mayor's secretary to come out. She got up and walked out of the office with quick steps. Kiba Snowpaw, I'd like to talk to Mr. Hicks. Chief Secretary, yes, of course, that's not a problem. Chief Secretary, I'll call him now. After that I turned to Eva and said, Kiba Snowpaw, and please take Inspector Gray to his office. She will search the office.